Hello, magical being, and welcome back. If you're new to me, my name is Shira. I'm the founder of Abracadabra Astrology, bringing you these astro forecasts, the vibe of the week. So we are coming up on a really potent week, a really powerful shift in energy. One, Mercury is going direct. Two, Venus is also going direct. And that Venus direct is happening on the full moon in Libra. And there's so much more going on. There's so much that I'm feeling that I wanted to pull an oracle card to start out this reading. So I've got that ready to go, and I'm going to share that with you and read what came through, and then we'll get into a little deeper into the astrology. So the book I'm pulling from, and the oracle deck I'm pulling from, is the Archetypes Guidebook from the Wild Unknown. And the card is the Creator. And it feels so aligned. The Creator is the first archetype in the trio of existence. It is not intimidated by darkness or lack. They know that from the void, creation inevitably emerges with meager, minimal, and outlandish materials. The Creator reveals a new image. They make the empty room resonant with healing sounds. They generate bounty from the seed that others tossed away. Though generative, this archetype annihilates preconceived notions of what is possible, leaving unexpected openings in the wake of its destruction. The Creator does this by, first, being absolutely present to what is, not imagining or wishing things were different, and second, trusting that a force greater than themselves awaits constant collaboration with each human soul. Whether we call it nature, God, goddess, Shakti, or divinity, it remains nameless, and it is the Creator's lifelong companion. When light, this energy is creative and playful and opening and surprising. When dark, it loses its spark and it feels burdened. So we just came out of a very potent eclipse season, which was between the Virgo and Pisces axis. And if you've been following for a while about the eclipses, you know that when we're working with Virgo energy, we are cleansing and clearing, and we are detoxifying. Virgo is ruled by the planet Mercury, and in anatomy, it is the intestines, it is the digestive system, and it is also the part of our central nervous system that helps us feel calm and regulated, that helps us digest our food. The parasympathetic helps us digest our food, helps us rest, helps us restore. So in the past couple of weeks, there has been a activation point of this energy. Most likely, it has helped cleanse out and release anything that was ready to be moved, anything that was stuck in your electromagnetic field, in your emotional body, in your energy body, in your subtle energy. And anytime we're working with the Virgo, we're also working with the Pisces energy because they are on the same axis point. And when we have eclipses, we are always working with the nodes of the moon. So the North Node is in Pisces. Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac wheel. So it is the energy of all the other zodiac signs. It is the emotions of all the other zodiac signs. It is the intelligence of all the other zodiac signs and the beingness of all the other zodiac signs. So there's a lot of culmination and a lot of deep, deep feeling. So you can think of Pisces as this big culmination energy, and Virgo is almost like the cleanser of what's not yours, the cleanser of what doesn't want to be held on to, what is no longer aligned, what is ready to be let go of and released. So we had this lunar eclipse in Virgo, followed by the partial solar eclipse that happened in Aries, which is just right next to Pisces. So that's kind of how the eclipses work. New moons always happen when the sun moves into the new zodiac sign. We have a new moon in that sign. So sun moves into Aries, the sign of fire, new beginnings, fresh start, the first sign of the zodiac wheel. So we're working with this fresh start energy while simultaneously working with the closure and endings and clearing and releasing of the last sign of the zodiac wheel. So if you're feeling like you're in the in-between, like you're in the darkness, like you're in the unknown, and you're not totally sure of what's next, this is the call, the cosmic call to trust the unfolding and to trust this creator archetype, which is not intimidated by darkness or lack. So anything that is that's coming up within you that you're realizing no longer feels aligned, that is to be listened to and to be trusted and to be patient within your own personal experience. They know that from the void, creation emerges. So if you're feeling in the void, in that like rebirthing portal, you're in the right space. You're in a good space. Mercury has been retrograde, having us be quite reflective on how we use our mental energy and what we think about and what we spend our time mentally plugged into. And we've had this time to go over that and to think about that. And we're coming out on the other end on Monday, 4/7, Mercury is going to go direct. Now, normally astrologers talk about a shadow period where the week before Mercury goes retrograde and the week after Mercury goes direct, things can still feel jumbled or reflective, or like you're still figuring out your way through the forest. So that's also part of this changing of the guards, this changing of energies. And we have also had Venus retrograde, and Venus is going direct at the end of the week when we also have this Libra full moon. So let me open the chart for this week and this full moon. I'm going to have it on the full moon chart and talk about what this full moon is going to be like. So we've got this full moon on at the end of the week, April 12th. It's going to be exact around 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so nighttime. And I'll make sure to put the exact time in the notes. So check the notes for that exact Eastern Standard Time. We have the moon in Libra at 23 degrees and the sun in Aries at 23 degrees. So anytime we're working with Aries energy, we're going to work with the axis point, which is Libra. Aries is about the self. It is the first sign of the zodiac wheel. It is about what you want on a deeply personal level and what you experience in your life, rather than what you read in a book, what you learn from others, what you can gain from, being in a school or having a teacher or having a course. It is much more about your personal experience and your inner knowing and what's true for you from what you have gained, from the wisdom you have gained as being a human being on this planet. Aries, sun 23 degrees. On the full moon, Chiron will also be at 23 degrees. So this full moon brings us an opposition, a full moon opposition to Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron is a asteroid that is about our core wounds. When we were children, when you were a child, there was something that you learned about how you are allowed to move and be in this world. And oftentimes our Chiron wound shows up as something that was hindered or blocked, or something we got in trouble for, something that we got reprimanded for, something that our parents told us was bad or wrong, or something that we learned from society about ourselves that was programmed into us to believe that we're bad or wrong in this one area. And we all have a generational Chiron that's unique to you. So if you want to know your Chiron, you'll look in your birth chart and you'll look for this little K that looks like a key. And when we're talking about Chiron and Aries, we're talking about the wound of ourself, of simply being ourself. So what can happen when there's a full moon opposition with Chiron are these feelings of inadequacy. Like there's something that is happening where I feel like I'm not enough, or I feel like I'm not doing enough, or I feel like I'm not special enough. I'm not good enough. It could also bring up abandonment wounds. Aries is the sign of being alone. It is the independent warrior of the zodiac wheel. So it's normal during a full moon opposition to Chiron that stuff from your childhood could come up, and it wants to be seen. It wants to be seen so that it can be healed. We are moving through this transitional energy where we've got so much Pisces energy, which is this void, this darkness. It is this aspect of letting go and clearing and releasing. And with all of that, we have Sun, Chiron, Neptune just moving into Aries, just moving into this new beginning, this unknown space. Aries is not all of the information. Aries is like the very tip of the iceberg. We don't have the information yet. We're still figuring it out. Part of the experience with this transitional energy is really deep healing being offered as we move into this week and we get towards this full moon, of ways where in the past we haven't felt like we were enough, or we haven't felt special enough. We haven't felt like we were doing it right. We haven't felt like we had it figured out. You know, we've been lost. And this full moon is here to remind us that where you are in exactly this moment, with the information that you have and where you are in your life, is perfect. And that might be for some of you a hard pill to swallow. It might be like, what are you talking about? How can you say that things are perfect with all of these unknowns, with all of these changes? This is the cosmic energy of us learning to trust in the changes that are here right now, in the changes that want to come through. Us learning to trust that we have everything that we need to take the next step. We have everything that we need in order to be our full, authentic selves, which is what this energy is simply calling for. It sounds so simple when you say it, when you like put an intellectual stamp on it. You might be saying to yourself, yeah, of course, I have everything I need and I'm perfect as I am. But this Chiron energy says, what's being held in your body? What is the neural map that your brain has put into your central nervous system where this old stuff is still here? This old stuff is still in your neurological wiring. And this full moon is going to shine a light on things that were subconscious, as a full moon always does. The full moon shines the light into the darkness. Full moons bring up emotions, they bring up old stuff. And right now, the light is on and with Chiron. Chiron and the sun at 23 degrees are working together to illuminate our emotions and to illuminate what is not typically looked at, especially in the Aries world. The Aries wants to just go forward. It wants to be the best that it can be. Sometimes it's in competition, or it's brash, or it's harsh, or it's fast. It is this initiating energy where it doesn't want to look behind. Yet with Chiron, there is a call for deeper reflection. There is a call for deeper healing. The Libra energy, ruled by Venus, which is about what we value and what we love. It is about how we honor what our heart desires in our life and how we honor our ability to trust what is in our heart. For some, this is a lifetime of learning, a lifetime of understanding how to do relationships, collaborations, partnerships, any way that you are integrated with other beings in a way that is authentic and 100% true to you. Aries is about courageous authenticity and being 100% true to you. And Libra, ruled by Venus, is so much about how we interact with other human beings and what our relationships are like. So part of what we're exploring is the relationship to all parts of ourself, including the parts of ourself that we don't normally want to shine light on, the parts of ourself that don't have the answers, that don't have it all together, and the parts of ourselves that ask for deeper healing. Aries, the first sign of the zodiac wheel, is also the child, right? If it's the first sign, it is the sign that is the birth, the rebirth, if you will, where we come into this new incarnation and we have so much to learn. And we want to pretend we have it, all the answers, and we want to pretend we have it together. And maybe we present that in the exterior. But the truth is, this is a journey. And this most likely isn't the first time we've been on this path before. We've been on this soul journey before. And there's so much that we're still learning. And we're learning how to trust the unfolding of the journey. So I'm going to stop this here, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to go a little deeper, but this is part 1, trusting the unfolding of this journey into Aries with all of these Pisces endings and closures, and being in this void as the creator, having that power to create and trust in the midst of the unknown.